Stephanie Rose on Canadian Beats.
Hi everyone, Linda Heldman here for Canadian Beats. We are at PotashCorp Country Music Week in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and this is the very lovely Stephanie Rose. Welcome, Stephanie.
Thanks for having me, Linda.
You've had a busy couple of days along with the rest of us being here.
Oh yeah,
What?
yeah. I've had 2 showcases on Thursday and had a showcase on Friday, and just running around trying to take it all in.
That's great. Now, you were on the Thursday afternoon Diamonds in the Rough session that I was hosting that day, and it was great to meet you.
Yeah, like, because we had kind of seen emails from each other, but never actually face to face, so it was great to put a face to the emails.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I'll get to a particular song you did later, but first, tell us a bit about you and who you are, where you come from.
Well, I'm from Debden, Saskatchewan, which is 2 hours north of Saskatoon, where we are right now. And yeah, I grew up a farm kid, so I was really into horses and all the farm kid stuff, playing in the dirt. Probably at a young age eating the dirt. I don't know. But yeah, no, Debden has about 350 people. So when it came to sports, like everybody in your class had to play the sport in order for there to be a team. So I played lots of sports growing up, lots of hockey, played AA hockey, and yeah, I'm used to a very busy lifestyle, just running around. And I kind of discovered music as a way to unwind from all this busyness. So for a very long time, till I was about 16, it was more of a me thing. Music was a me thing, and I would stay in the corner of the living room and play just to myself, like Dixie Chicks and like Taylor Swift songs and all this kind of stuff. And yeah, so that's kind of what I did growing up on a farm.
So with horses, you have a strong love of horses.
I do.
Yes. So you were in competitions and stuff like that?
Yeah, I did a lot of barrel racing and pole bending, and I never went in the circuit to do that stuff, but I went to a lot of rodeos and things like that, and I love that kind of stuff. I love going to watch bull riding. My cousin's a bull rider,
cool.
And so the family's kind of into that stuff.
It's a different life out here. I know there are cities, the 2 main ones, obviously Regina and Saskatoon, but to live in the country and that whole farm life in the middle of the prairies in Canada has to be a really cool experience growing up.
It is, and it just seems like it feels like a different part of the world, just like my own little piece of heaven, I guess. And I mean, growing up there, I might be a bit biased, but I feel like I can kind of have the best of both worlds. I can go out and do my music and tour around and see all these different places, and also come back to my little small town Saskatchewan, and yeah.
That's awesome. Now I will talk about the song you did in Diamonds. It was about fishing, and you said it was about this old guy that you had.
My grandpa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This
old guy.
This old guy. Yeah. Tell us a bit about. I really like that song.
Yeah. Well, I had written that song after this one summer where me and my grandpa went fishing. My grandpa's getting a little bit older, and so I'm like, I wanted to do a lot with him and spend a lot of time with him. So there was a summer we went fishing so much, and he's such a great guy. He's kind of gritty, kind of old man, and just he's really kind of rough and tough, but he's got such a gentle spirit to him. And whether we were just sitting in the boat, like not saying anything at all, just enjoying the peace, or throwing stories back and forth. I mean, I could listen to his stories all day. Yeah, it was something I had to write about. I couldn't hold it in. And yeah, he's taught me so much, just about, I mean, from how to treat people, treating your neighbors. Like, if you borrow something from someone, you treat it like
it's your own.
Like it's your own, yeah. I mean, from that kind of stuff to like I played a lot of hockey, so he was like, oh, you gotta hit him up like this, get the cage up, and then start just, you know, hold them in close so they can't get you, stuff like that. So yeah, it's just.
I have to laugh because all I can hear is Dean Brody's Canadian Girl song going through my head. You're rough and tough, yet remaining feminine at the same time.
You can have the best of both, you know? Two extremes maybe, but...
Now, you recently released a single to radio.
Yeah.
And can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, so Rusted Love, I released that August 14th, 2017. And it's been doing very well. It's slowly making its way up there. A lot of stations are starting to add it, so that's really encouraging.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote that with Riley Madison and Tennille Arts.
I love Tennille.
Yeah, so it was a really great write, and it was cool because I was down in Nashville and I stayed with Riley at her place, and we drove out to Tennille's publishing building where she works, go in there, and I've got, you know, sections of songs, and I'm like, okay, like, you know, you go in prepared, so I'm kind of reading off some stuff, playing a few things, and then I started reading off titles, and I came across Rusted Love. I had written that a little while ago, and it's just kind of been in my back pocket. So I said, well, how about Rusted Love? And Tennille's like, oh, yeah, and then Riley's like, oh. So then everyone just like puts their head down and just starts working, and yeah, the song came together really good. It's about you know, when two people can't set aside their pride for the sake of their relationship and just fighting over the same stuff over and over again. It's a real wear and tear. So for me, it's just kind of a reminder of learning to pick my battles with just almost any relationship. You kind of, you know,
Doesn't have to be a romantic relationship,
no,
just any relationship.
Anything. Yeah. So that's what Rusted Love's a bit about. So
great, I love that. Yeah, Tennille's just had an incredible year.
Oh,
and
I know.
She's moved down to Nashville now, and I've met some of her people because some of her people are the same as Cody Prevost people.
Yep.
And it's I can see that the Saskatchewan community is a very tight-knit one as far as the music goes. I know what it's like in Ontario with the CMA Ontario people. I have a friend in BC who is on the board for the BC CMAs, so I get a taste of what that's like. Our co-contributor with Canadian Beats, Nancy Dagg, she's on the board for the MC the Manitoba Country Music Association.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
It's too early in the morning for acronyms, people. Sorry. But yeah, it's great. I love it. But getting back to your fishing song for a moment, it really touched me because some of my best times with my dad was when I was out on the boat fishing. And when Trace Atkins did his song, the fishing song, it just like, oh yeah, totally related to it. And yours again. And I have to say, please listen to Stephanie Rose, because what comes out of her is the most incredible sound. Yes, you're going to get all blushed on me now, I know. I was amazed. Just as she is here, you can see she's a little bit tomboyish, a little gritty that way, but you still are very feminine and soft, and that totally describes your music.
Thank you.
You have this, but this tone that you have when you sing is absolutely captivating. I'm going to say captivating.
Thank you.
So by all means, I hope we can put in a little snippet of this song for this interview, just so people can hear it, and then we'll have all your social media as to where to contact you, definitely, or connect with you.
Yeah.
So it's great. Alrighty. What's on the works today? Obviously today's the big day.
Yeah, today's the big day. Yeah, like I'll be heading home today and getting ready for some shows that are coming up. I got some rehearsals with the band, and yeah, I'm doing a few shows with the band, doing a few just acoustic shows. That's my wheelhouse almost. I grew up just doing shows with me and my guitar, so we're pretty close. It's not weird. And yeah, I started doing house concerts, and I love those.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
If you ever come to Ontario, we will set you up with a house concert.
Oh, right.
Because I have friends that are pretty good
Okay.
doing that.
I'd love to.
That would be great. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Anything else you would like to add before we wrap up?
I'll be going back to Nashville in November to finish up my EP, so I'll be releasing that later next year. And yeah, I just hope people like what this next product is going to bring. So yeah.
Great. Awesome. Well, thank you for spending this time with us today.
Thank you for
We'll be
having
chatting
me.
with Stephanie Rose, and I am Linda Helfer.